welcome to episode 41 of the Cherry Bakewell Diaries. Today we're going to be making apple turnovers. And I don't know if you're like me, I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, so something like this is really nice, especially on a cold day like today. And I put a little bit of spice in them and a little bit of cinnamon and some sultanas as well. So they're really, really tasty. You can have them with custard, or you can have them cold, or you can put a bit of cream with them. You can have what you want with them. So I'll go and get everything ready and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we're going to start with a sheet of puff pastry, and then I've got, in a bowl, I've got 40 grams of sultanas, and to that I'm going to add half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, if you don't like cinnamon you don't have to put it in, but I think it gives a nice flavour with the apples, and then half a teaspoon of mixed spice. Then I've got a tablespoon of brown sugar, soft brown sugar. Then I've got one large gala apple. Now I don't use the cooking apples because I find them a bit sharp, so I like the gala apples. So I've got a large one of those, or if you haven't got a large one then two small ones. And I'm just going to peel the apple. You can use a potato peeler if you want, but I just find it easier with a knife. Take off the skin, and then we're going to cut it into cubes. Doesn't have to be very precise, but just small pieces. So I'm going to cut it in half and then quarters. Then we're going to take out the core, and then we're going to cut it into a small dice. So slice it down one way and then the other way, and then we're going to add that to our sultanas and our sugar and spices. So cut it one way and then the other. So there's no set way of doing it. If you want to do slices, you can do slices, but I find the chunks, they seem to cook a little bit better. So get it all cut up. Add it to our sugar and spices, and then I've got 25 grams of melted butter. We're going to pour that over our apples and sultanas, and then we're going to give that a good mix to get it all coated. And you can smell the spices, it just adds a real nice flavour to the apples. So get it all nicely coated. And then we're going to cut our pastry into 6. So we make 2 cuts down and then 1 across to make the 6 pieces. And then we're going to put some of the mixture on each of the pieces of pastry. As you can see, that's just about the right amount to go in our pastry. So just make sure it's nice and even. You've got about the right amount in each one. And then what we do, I've got some beaten egg, and we just brush down the 2 sides of each one. This will just stick it together. So we don't want to lose any of that lovely filling inside. So then we fold opposite corners. So with your thumb, put your thumb on your mixture to hold it in, and fold them over to seal them up. So there they all are, all folded over and sealed. And then what we're going to do with a fork, we're just going to squeeze them together on the edges just to completely seal them. and just to give them a decorative finish as well. So we're going to now pop them onto a baking tray lined with some baking paper, and then we're going to brush that with some beaten egg. This will give them a lovely golden finish to them. And then we're going to just sprinkle them with a little bit of demerara sugar on the top. This will give them a nice flavour on the top, and it'll also give them a nice crunchy topping. So just sprinkle over just a little bit of demerara sugar, which will just finish them off. And then these will go to bake on gas mark 6 for about 18 to 20 minutes. So I'll go and get them cooked, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello and welcome back. So they've just come out of the oven, and what I've done is I've just sprinkled them with a little bit of icing sugar just to finish them off. So there they are, delicious, really crispy golden apple turnovers. They're really, really nice, and have them while they're still warm like that, either with a dollop of cream on or a bit of custard. They're really, really tasty, so enjoy those. Thank you again to everyone who's liked and shared and subscribed. I really do appreciate that. It's nice to have you all on board, and I will see you again next week for another recipe. I think we're doing bread next week. I think we're doing garlic, mushroom and cheese bread next week, so that'd be something different. But for now, enjoy your apple turnovers, and I'll see you again next week. Take care for now. Bye.